I cleared all their DSA questions, but somehow I was unable to clear Amazon's interview.
Okay.
That was a major low for me, and it was a setback point for me. But I managed myself somehow after seeing your videos. Like, I was really intrigued by your discipline, that you were helping the other people for achieving their goals. There was one video of yours which was of erect the fence Leetcode, which was a hard question. There were no many there were very less videos on Leetcode, and I was unable to understand those. It was a question of convexel, which was a very complex topic. At that time, I realized like you were posting videos at 2:30 a.m. in the morning, and like it was really motivating.
Hello everyone, welcome to another episode of Coding Decoded. And today I have with me Deepesh Godra. He was one of the early subscribers of the channel who recently got through Google. He started his journey from Wipro, then he moved to Samsung, and finally this time he has nailed the Google coding interviews. And with immense pleasure, I want to bring in him to share his experience. Deepesh is the best example. Learn from him, get inspired from him. First, non-CSE branch, then Wipro, then Samsung, and now finally Google. Today, we will be going through my questions and the questions that were raised by you folks on the Google Forms towards the end of the session. So without further ado, let's bring in him.
Hi, Sanjay.
Hey, Deepesh, how are you? First of all,
I'm fine.
Congratulations on getting through Google. And you're the first one to have achieved this from Coding Decoded community.
I would like to thank you, first of all. Like, you ingrained this habit of doing Leetcode daily. Like, I was really impressed by your discipline only. So again, I would thank you for helping me out through this entire journey.
Thanks, Deepesh. The pleasure was all mine. I am quite excited to bring on you today onto this session because you're the first one to have got through the big name Google.
Yeah, it really felt nice, and like we can bring on the questions. Like, can have the questions. Those were like you were having the questions from Google Forms, now.
Right. So I raised a poll yesterday. I raised a Google form yesterday on the Coding Decoded channel, and a lot of people have asked a lot of questions, and we will be going through those questions and the questions that I have formed in today's session. And probably it will help the entire community out there to achieve the same goal as yours, which is Google.
Yeah, I would be really very happy to help you, all of them. Yeah.
So, Deepesh, how did it actually start? When did you actually think about getting through Google? And even before getting onto the details, let's start with a brief introduction first.
I did my engineering. I am from non-CS branch, and I was a student of IC, instrumentation and control. It doesn't include any coding part. So I joined coding blocks, and after that I joined Wipro as a campus placement.
When did you complete your graduation?
In 2019.
In 2019. So you have almost completed 3 years of experience now.
Yeah, exactly. So I joined in June 2019. I joined Wipro in 2019 June, and there I worked for 5 months. And my last working day at Wipro was 11 November. And after that, I somehow managed to get through off-campus interviews of Samsung. And at that time, you were only required to crack their advanced level competency test, which includes some basic DSA like question, and you have to pass all those test cases. I don't know as of now, but it was a must criteria for getting into Samsung at that time. And later on, like after working over an year for here, I learned that I'm not getting too much of learning. The kind of work was here monotonous, and one video of yours, I saw that you mentioned that one should be able to learn and one should be able to do both of these things. Like if you are learning, better do your learning right from that, right from the moment, and after that learning, like try to switch your companies as soon as possible. So I started working for it. I first of all appeared for Amazon in Feb 2021, and I cleared all their DSA questions, but somehow I was unable to clear Amazon's interview. That was a major low for me, and it was a setback point for me. But I managed myself somehow after seeing your videos. Like I was really intrigued by your discipline, that you were helping the other people for achieving their goals. There was one video of yours which was of erect the fence Leetcode, which was a hard question. There were no many there were very less videos on Leetcode, and I was unable to understand those. It was a question of convexel, which was a very complex topic. At that time, I realized like you were posting videos at 2:30 a.m. in the morning, and like it was really motivating. After that, I just jumped on doing Leetcode daily basis. Like I was able to see changes in myself. I was able to clear.
I could help there.
Yeah.
Now you
I
are
was
giving
able
me
to.
motivation.
Yeah, thank you. But after that, I was able to clear Samsung's professional competency test.
Okay.
Because I was feeling like I was able to feel the changes in myself. Like I was able to do like problem solving skill based questions really well, and I was able to understand the questions as well. Like one tip that I would like to give everyone over here is that never try to do question in your head. Always use a pen and paper. It's a must for everything. Right. Like what people try to do is they just cram into many things into their mind while solving their question. Like one should use their brain for getting to the solution, not for remembering like what's the question and what's in everything. And like we used to do this thing in the JE days, like while preparing for JE papers, like we used to write all the given things down, and after just simply writing them, we were easily able to get to the solutions. Like the question seems so, like the solution seemed to be obvious at that time. The same goes for here. Like if you write down your coding questions on your notebook, I am like very sure that you would be at least be able to make up to its brute force approach. And once you start practicing it, like you will be able to come up to their best approaches.
Thanks, Deepesh, for that pro tip.
And also, like I came into this habit of Leetcode by just a small change. Like initially, I was inconsistent at this, and my current state at Leetcode is 295 days, and I was thinking of some ideas like how to be such. I have to be consistent at coding. So the one tip that worked for me was like do Leetcode as soon as you are done with your dinner. That was one tip. Like, and after some days, whenever I was done with the dinner, a thing came into my mind like you have to go and do your Leetcode question now. And now every time just I had any food, Leetcode would jump into my mind.
Yeah. So what do I do? Like that's a great tip. Allocating a specific time slot of your entire day for Leetcode. I follow, what
Yeah.
do I follow? I do it even before starting my day. So my day at office usually starts by 12 in the morning. So I
Okay.
usually try to cover that lead code question from starting from 11 to 12 in the morning.
Yeah, yeah. You can't be exactly specific and for those timetables. Like people, what
Right.
they do is they set exact times, like 8 to 9. I will do just lead code. You
Mhm.
can't be always that exact
Right,
always.
right, right.
So you have to be specific. You have to be allot some time
Like,
during your entire day.
mhm.
Like I will
Yes,
be doing this after doing this.
right.
Once it's ingrained in your
Mhm.
habit, you will be like easy. You will see its wonders only.
Awesome. So Dipesh, अभी भी continue कर रहे हो क्या lead code after, even after Google?
Yeah, I am unable to give that habit.
Oh,
Yeah.
awesome. But अब क्या target है? अगर Google तो हो गया, DSA algo भी strong हो गया. It's more about in professing the
Hab-
habit that you have
yeah, yeah,
inculcated.
yeah. Yeah, I will try to include other things which will help me to move up
Right,
this ladder.
right, right. Although I'll tell you, this DSA algo part, it really works on an analytic skills. So it keeps your gray area working in the brain. तो ये काफी फायदा करेगा अगर इन जनरल
Yeah,
अगर अच्छा लगता है करना तो यू शुड कंटिन्यू डूइंग इट.
yeah, I will keep on doing that.
तो
Now it's not taking too much time from me. Like,
ऑब्वियसली
yeah,
अब तो प्रो
yeah.
बन ही गए डूड.
Thanks.
तो गूगल कब मतलब इंटरव्यूज लास्ट ईयर शुरू करे थे देने व्हेन यू वर एट सैमसंग?
Uh, this was my first time at Google. Uh, and I started giving interviews at other companies in December 2020. Amazon was my second one. And after that, I got some feedback from employees working at Amazon, and they were not good. At that time, I decided I will simply move to the best. And I came up to a motto at that time. After the Amazon's like rejection, I was unhappy. And after like 2 to 3 weeks, I came up to a motto that was really very simple, and I used it in Googliness round also. And it was be happy with what you have while striving for the best. That's it. Yeah,
Awesome.
you should be always striving for your like
तो
what's the
मतलब
best.
अमेजोन का सोच लिया कि फोड़ना है तो बस गूगल ही फोड़ना है, वरना
Google ही फोड़ना,
वरना कुछ
अब नहीं,
नहीं.
और कुछ नहीं है, और
अब
कुछ
कुछ
नहीं
नहीं
चाहिए,
है, अब इधर
आप
उधर नहीं
कुछ नहीं
जाना.
चाहिए. हाँ.
बढ़िया यार.
उसके बाद मैं सिर्फ अच्छी कंपनीज ही देख रहा था. लाइक वन ऑफ देम वाज आरसीजीएम. आई अपीयर्ड फॉर आरसीजीएम आल्सो.
Okay.
And because during our placement times, RCGM was mentioned as a dream company. So I thought of giving it a try. And like RCGM asked TSN algo of like a lead code hard type. And I was able to solve them. And there was LLD also there. But it seemed easy for me, and I was able to clear that. After clearing RCGM, one Google recruiter contacted me via LinkedIn. I don't know like how did he go my reference or anything, but I was firstly I was afraid of applying for it. But I again remembered your video where you mentioned that just go on and apply for it. I applied for it, and as soon as I applied, I reached you. You helped me through the entire all those interviews. Like I would thank you again for helping me during the interview also. Like personally, you helped me a lot.
The pleasure is all mine, Dipesh. And guys, there's another video that Dipesh is talking about how to give up on the fear of giving interviews. Do check that out. Link is in the description below.
Yeah.
So Dipesh, RCGM हो गया था फिर क्लियर, और टोटल कितने दिए थे बिफोर गूगल? 4, 3-4.
Before Google, yeah, Goldman was one. I was applying for really big companies only because I was fed up of small companies, and I was looking for some like better learning and better earning, both of them.
Earning
Obviously.
plus learning combination.
Yeah, both of them. Yeah. So like at max 4 or 5 companies at max.
4 and 5.
As
And
far as yeah.
fifth company was Google, man.
Yeah.
3 years of experience there. I think it's going to motivate a lot of folks out there who are watching this right now, that if you have really made up your mind, so सारी दुनिया कोशिश करेगी लॉ ऑफ
Yeah, yeah,
अट्रैक्शन कि तुम्हें
yeah,
वो मिल जाए.
yeah. You have to believe in yourself, na? You have
Believe
to
in
believe
yourself.
in your habit. You have to believe that that what you are doing is bringing you closer to your end
Goal.
goal. Yeah,
Right,
final goal.
right. तो जब गूगल के रिक्रूटर ने कॉल करा तो प्रोसेस क्या था? लेट्स टॉक अबाउट द प्रोसेस नाउ.
Uh, Google recruiter asked me about do you have any other offers in your hand? As soon as I mentioned him like Arcesium and mentioned him that it's a subsidiary of Show, he was like really excited about it. Like this man have got something and we should further proceed him. And also I mentioned him that I also shared a Leetcode profile with him. Like my Leetcode handle was having just my name, leetcode.com /Deepesh. So that really helped me. He was like, oh man, you have done enough of practice. You are ready for it. You can go for it. Like, I would like to say the same thing you said before, that the company is there to hire you, not to reject you.
Right.
Yeah. So, like I applied for it, and the first round was a screening round, which was all rounds of Google are of strictly 45 minutes. They will for the first 45 minutes they will be like excellent listeners for you. Like they will listen each and everything of yours, but after 45 minutes they will not be listening a single point of yours. They will be simply moving on to their, like, if you have any other questions, please ask them.
Right.
They will move on to simply that question. And for this thing, I would recommend all coding decoded subscribers that they should be also doing lead code contests, the ones that are on Sundays and Saturdays as well. This will help them to like practice under a given time constraint. That's a must for
Right. So
killing the fear of interviews.
And Google में promptness बहुत important है. How fast are you able to think of your logic? Because 45 minutes is a pretty tough time to code the algorithm, to think about it, because it's usually a fresh question that you see in Google.
Yeah.
Repetition नहीं होता, बहुत कम chance है होगा.
Yeah, is very rare, and
Very
they really ask natural types of questions.
Highly practical.
Yeah, highly practical.
Right. So पहला screening round हुआ. How was the feedback? Was it good? Was it okay? What was the HR? Usually screening के बाद एक HR का call आता है. I'm aware of it.
Yeah. HR, the same recruiter contacted me and he told me that feedback was just good. It was not great because I blanked out. I was a little bit nervous at that time, but I was able to come up with the best approach. And he mentioned that you have cleared now. Like they were really very helpful. He asked me like, how much days do you need for next round? You have to work. He also mentioned that you have to work on your speed more, like the coding speed. My coding speed at that time was a little bit low. And
they call it efficacy. Efficacy पे work करो.
Yeah. Efficacy.
Efficacy.
Right.
That's the keyword for Google.
For them. Yeah.
For them. ये तो आता ही आता है. Efficacy is the word.
Yeah. Your efficacy is low. Kindly work on it.
Right.
So I said them like I need about 2 weeks. They are really helpful, man. I will again say that if you are hesitant about applying, go and apply. They will really give you time. Like they easily provided me 2 weeks of time. Now they scheduled 2 more interviews, and this time the level of those interviews was Leetcode medium to Leetcode hard. Okay. The first one round was a little bit easy. It was simply Leetcode medium, but they kept on changing the question. And after that, the second round, by second round I means after one screening round and one technical round. In the second round. Yeah. I was again asked about a tree question. Now this time the question was hard. The interviewer was expecting you to think of your time complexity and space complexity even before writing down the code. So one should be like practicing this thing also. Like they should be able to analyze their time of them, what they are thinking, of their approaches.
राइट. तो जो
Yeah,
फर्स्ट स्क्रीनिंग राउंड हुआ था वो कौन से टॉपिक से था?
it was from like it was a rain, what I would say is range some queries, mutable range some queries.
सेगमेंट ट्री से कॉन्सेप्ट, पेनविक ट्रीज, इन सब के कॉन्सेप्ट से था.
Assign, yeah, exactly.
एंड जो सेकंड राउंड, जो फर्स्ट राउंड हुआ था आफ्टर दैट स्क्रीनिंग राउंड, दैट वाज फ्रॉम व्हिच कॉन्सेप्ट?
It was from trees.
Trees medium.
Yeah,
And
trees medium.
the second round was trees hard.
Yeah, trees hard. Yeah, exactly.
And इसके बाद एक एचआर का कॉल फिर से आया होगा फीडबैक के लिए.
They again provided me feedback and they said like one round you have like done really good, and like one round you have done just average. And he said that don't be upset with that. Simply focus on your like further rounds. If you are able to do good, like you can still get through it. Again, you helped me maintaining my composure. You helped me by saying that please just add your interviews, just maintain your calm and composure. Like I have your chat saved right now.
Right, I remember.
Yeah, you told me that. It really helped me, man. Like after getting help from some senior like you, like it really helped me. And now after like I again asked them for like 15 days. Now they again provided me 15 days. And now there were again 2 rounds of technical interviews. So
अब टेक्निकल था, Googliness था.
Like wait a minute, let me check. Yeah, on 18th of January it was technical, and on 19th of Jan it was Googliness. Yeah.
तो अभी आते हैं Googliness पे. टेक्निकल में क्या हुआ पहले?
Technical was a like real practical question, and it was of graph and maps. Like yeah.
And medium hard category कौन सा था?
I would rate it as hard.
You would rate it as hard. Okay.
Yeah.
And
because I've never done those questions like those. And for doing such questions, I would really recommend to keep on doing Leetcode on daily basis, as like only doing random questions will help you in developing your problem solving skills.
Right.
And there is no shortcut for it.
There's no
for building your problem solving.
Right.
Yeah.
और फिर इसके बाद Googliness आया. What is Googliness के बारे में भी थोड़ा सा बता दो. It's more of the managerial round that I know, but the audience would love to know.
Yeah. For Googliness, I would say that one should be really well prepared in advance. You cannot just like YouTube is a simple source for it. One should be like, first of all, one should browse the YouTube and check what do other people have to say about Googliness round. And after that, I learned several things, like you should be like honest about yourself. You should not make up things. They are really well experienced. They can catch you up within few minutes, like within your few sentences only. And after being honest, one should be gender neutral. Like among the few videos, as far as I remember, is they mentioned that you should be gender wise. You should not name your manager as like he or she. And also, other than that, I would like to mention that in this Googliness round, you should know about your work really well. You should be prepared about like all those scenarios, like when your manager was unhappy with you, or he had some unreasonable demands,
right? Critical feedback,
like
right?
Yeah, critical feedback,
right?
And you should be showing them that you were always trying to be a good learner. You always wanted good for all. Like what they always look for is that you always tried to be a good learner. That's it.
Okay.
In the Googliness.
Understandable. And फिर ये चारों राउंड हो गए, अब क्या हुआ था इसके बाद? सस्पेंस।
Yeah, they mentioned that they are considering me for L4,
ओके।
and that after that they scheduled another round about after around 25th Jan. I had my another round, and I told them I would be appearing for DSA. And now in this round, I was asked a question from DP, dynamic programming. It was like for this round, I would like to say that one should be able to realize how do we approach to those DP questions. By approaching, I mean one should be easily able to think of like how to assign a storage and then how to move through those the storage that you have currently built. That the fact. And after that I waited for like 1 week. Like the HR told me that you should wait. Anyhow, at this time I was pretty confident that I would be receiving an offer from Google, because like this round really went well. And around a week later, I got a call from the HR and he asked me for some references. Like there are 2 to 3 kinds of references. There are some references which are like professional overlaps. Those work the best for you. Like professional overlaps are like those people who have worked with you,
right,
or in your team or in your upper team or anywhere, but should have a professional overlap with you. And another are like acquaintance, like they know you and like they have done some coding work with you, or like they were some college students. And I would like to mention that if you don't have any reference, don't try to get some fake references. It will not help you out at all. It will even it will give a bad image of your at Google, because they will think that he gave a references of a guy who was not knowing him. That's a really bad thing. Yeah, and that's pretty much about it.
Okay.
If there's any other thing, please let me know.
Okay. So अब break हो गई news, फिर HR का call आया, you were finally through.
Yeah. As I was having offer from Marxism, they paid me like really well.
तो अब फिर fun part पे आता है थोड़ा सा. ये तो काफी exciting रहा होगा when the news broke out. एक community पे बहुत interesting question आया था about your parents' opinion. Do they still think कि government job better होती है इन सबसे?
They believe that their child should be happy. That's it. My parents don't believe that you should be doing government job or you should be doing private job. मतलब they think I should be happy. That's
usually हमारे parent generation में ये रहता है कि उनको government job अच्छी उनको पसंद आती है over to the private sector.
Yeah,
at least मेरे parents को तो ऐसा एक notion है mind में कि government job है settled, well settled job है.
Yeah.
But
at
I think
the time when I was unhappy at Samsung, like my parents recommended me that if you are unhappy, you can go on and try for civil services examinations.
Right.
Yeah. But at that time I refrained from that and I kept on like doing Leetcode. That's it. I believed in myself.
ये तो first and foremost point है कि their child should be happy. If he is happy, he or she is happy, then everything is sorted.
Yeah.
The second question that I got on the community was, is CS language necessary for CS background necessary for Google? Which you told
not at all. Yeah, I am from instrumentation and control branch. I was initially placed at Wipro.
Google doesn't even care about your past. It only cares about your data structures and analytics skills. That's it.
Yeah, that's it.
If you're good at it, you'll be able to nail it. Otherwise, keep on trying till the time you don't.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly.
Deepesh, did you ever try Google Kickstart?
I tried like 3 to 4 times. I was only able to do at max 1 or 2 questions. Only one time I was able to do first two questions, and I was able to do just a one part of third question. And generally, as I heard that after getting a rank under 100, you can easily get a call from them. But getting under 100 rank is really difficult on Google Kickstart.
So
but I should recommend that one should participate in them. Like they should at least test. Yeah,
ट्रायल हो जाएगा, एक फ्लेवर मिल जाएगा,
ट्राई होना चाहिए,
फ्लेवर मिल जाएगा गूगल कैसा होता है.
नहीं एग्जैक्ट तो उतना हार्ड नहीं होता सर, एग्जैक्ट उतना हार्ड नहीं होता,
इतना हार्ड नहीं होता. ओके,
किकस्टार्ट काफी हार्ड होता है,
किकस्टार्ट काफी हार्ड है.
लीड कोड कॉन्टेस्ट इज एनफ, लीड कोड कॉन्टेस्ट एनफ है. लीड कोड के सर अगर आप पहले 3 क्वेश्चन कर पा रहे हो इजीली, और and if you are able to do sometimes 4 questions, then it's really well, you are ready for it.
तो 3 क्वेश्चन पे मेक इट अ पॉइंट, गूगल अप्लाई कर देना.
हाँ अप्लाई कर देना, और जब 4th हो जाए तो आप
फिर
पूरे रेडी हो,
फुल रेडी,
अब हो जाएगा, अब नाउ यू आर रेडी,
हो जाएगा. हाउ एक और क्वेश्चन आया था. आई एम इन माय 8th सेमेस्टर सीएससी ब्रांच, आई एम फ्रॉम अ टियर 3 कॉलेज. व्हाट काइंड ऑफ डिफिकल्टी गूगल ask usually in the question? So you told that Leetcode medium to hard category के बीच में कुछ भी होगा.
yeah.
And एक और question आया था, how can college students apply for Google jobs? Any idea?
As far as I remember, like 2 to 3 contacts reached me for referrals at Google. And I also reached Google HR for the same. For any position, they mentioned that simply go on and apply on their portal only.
Okay, so career site is the best way, guys. वहीं जाओ, apply करो, अगर कोई referral नहीं मिलता तो. हाँ. But you should have the right direction कि कैसे search करना उन career sites पे भी, because college students के लिए थोड़ा overwhelming होता है वो career page.
No, currently there's only 1 to 2 job posts at max.
Okay.
For freshers.
For freshers.
That's pretty sorted out.
But pretty sorted.
That's really good. Yeah.
एक और question
you can see, like I will ping you the job details if you are interested. Like for the coding decoded subscribers, you can share that link also. It is a link for the job post.
Sure.
For freshers. Yeah.
Sure. So Deepesh share कर देना. I'll be sharing with the community. Deepesh, एक और question आया था. Being from a tier 3 college, what is expected other than DSA? Like low level design or the basic tech set, what is necessary to get me a job at Google?
LLD is not that much required, but the main thing here is that you should be knowing how to represent yourself. Like you should be knowing how to represent the answer also. Like knowing the answer is not enough. You should be able to represent that also. Like
right.
You should, yeah. Without that, your feedback would be simply negative.
Right. So to what Deepesh just told, I totally agree with it. And the second point is consistency. अगर consistency होगी तो ही हो पाएगा Google, वरना कभी नहीं होगा. And Deepesh, or you were saying something. Sorry, I interrupted you.
No, sorry. No, you continue. I also have written something like I generally what I do is for any meeting or like any I keep a notebook with myself for all those stuffs.
Okay, so that's another great attribute of yours, great characteristic कि पहले से preparation पूरी full on होती है.
हाँ.
Great Deepesh.
सब सोचते हैं यार कोई स्पेशल स्किल्स होगी, कुछ होगा. ऐसा कुछ नहीं होता सर. कोई स्पेशल स्किल नहीं होती. मैं भी बिल्कुल ही नॉर्मल हूँ. बिल्कुल बस प्रैक्टिस करी बस, और कुछ नहीं है बस. तो
guys, Deepesh is the best example. Learn from him, get inspired from him. First non-CSE branch, then Wipro, then Samsung, and now finally Google. This is like a great trajectory to follow. तो कोई भी किसी भी बात पे हो भी, whether Samsung, whether Wipro, whether Amazon, whether Adobe, if your aim is Google and if you'll work hard, तो हो जाएगा.
But just one question is more than enough, sir. One question is more than enough. Like people, what they do is like they get inspired from some others and they try to do 10 to 12 lead code questions a day. And after just a week, they give up.
Right.
Like, I believe 10 into 7 is much lesser than 300 into 3 or 300 into 2. Yeah, that's
right. Right. So again, Deepesh is bringing out the same point. भाई लोग consistency maintain कर लो. Google will
अपना
follow
हो
you.
जाएगा.
Google will
Yeah.
follow you. You will not follow Google. You will not chase Google.
Yeah. Yeah.
Any last piece of advice to all the viewers out there?
Like, the last piece of advice would be, like, don't be hard on yourself. It's a journey. It's not like a 2 to 3 months of practice, or like 2 to 3 months. It's a year-long journey, and at least a year long.
At least a year long.
Yeah. Don't be hard on yourself. Like, I remember I was being too hard. I was like easy. I used to get easily frustrated out. And that was like really a bad point for me. And I also got feedback from my family ones and close ones. They mentioned that you easily get angered in that. And after a few times, I realized that I cannot do that thing. It's a really bad thing. And I should just simply be enjoying the current time and simply work on it.
Right.
Like, work on the things.
So guys, I'll tell you.
Don't be hard on yourself.
Don't be hard on yourself. ये तो है ही है कि the first rule ही है. But जो लोग ज़्यादा lows देखते हैं ना, वो ज़्यादा stronger होते हैं जिन्होंने कम देखे होते हैं. तो ये बात याद रखना. If life is teaching you right now in life, so don't get disheartened. You are getting stronger day by day, and you will be probably better than those who have not seen that much of lows in life.
आंसर आप उनसे तो बेटर हो ही ना जिन्होंने अब तक कुछ स्टार्ट ही नहीं किया.
कुछ स्टार्ट ही नहीं किया.
एटलीस्ट
राइट. उनसे तो हो ही.
उनसे तो बेटर हो ही. अगर आप काफी दिन से कर ही रहे, अगर सर you cannot stop a person who is just like keep on doing it, like who is not giving up. You can never beat him. You can never beat him.
Absolutely. Yeah. Thanks, Deepesh. Thanks for having such a wonderful conversation over here, and thanks for being so humble and down to earth. It was great talking to you, man. I hope the world is gonna get inspired by your story, and very soon more Google victories I'm gonna see in near future.
Sure, I also believe in that, and because Coding Decoded is also currently growing at a good rate. And I believe that it should be.
Thanks, Deepesh. Thanks for all your time and effort in doing this session.
Thank you.
Okay, then Deepesh, let's stay in touch. And if in case anything that you need, any help or guidance you need in near future, I'm there for you. And probably if people can reach out to you for referrals, that would be fine.
They can sure.
So guys, if you need referrals, Deepesh is the guy to go. We have a person at Google. जितने देने referrals Deepesh को दो. Probably आप सबको होगा तो Deepesh will own.
Yeah. Also, I would like to mention that they should be on your Discord channel. That's it.
Right.
Yeah.
So, guys, there's a Discord server of Coding Decoded, and recently we got a Telegram group too. If you have any doubts, Deepesh is also there. I am also there. There are other folks from various companies who also got through good offers. Any referrals, any help that is needed, please get in touch with any of us.
Yes.
Thanks again, Deepesh. Probably we are going to have a next session on your work experience that you observed at Google, and very soon we'll do it. Okay then. See you next time. Bye. Sayonara. Bye.